A very good evening to one and all present, and welcome to a brand new episode of Express with Ease. This is a series that is extremely close to our heart because this is where we bring students to be panelists and discuss contemporary issues with us. I think it's always a great idea to learn from these youngsters, hear from them about their fresh perspectives, and this acts as a great platform for that. Today, we're talking about a very controversial topic that was in the news headlines for quite some time, which was the revised WhatsApp user policy. Well, this revised policy did throw a lot of questions related to privacy, surveillance, data protection, monetization of data by large conglomerates. A lot of people were worried that this could mean that a lot of the data could be misused by these large multinational corporations. It could be sold, and definitely it would be a huge risk to privacy, and our right to privacy would be compromised. And this is exactly what we're going to be discussing with these promising students who have joined me today. Let's hear from them that what is their understanding of privacy, what did they feel about the revised policy, how do they feel that our country should, what are the kind of data protection laws that we should have, and that's largely the context of today's conversation. Joining me today, I have three very bright students. And I'm very, very excited because, it's an all-girls panel and it can't get better than this for me. I'm always very excited when we have that. Joining me, I have Manya Bajaj, who's from the Heritage School Rohini. I have Shreya Nikam, who's joining me from the Sanjay Godawat International School, Kolhapur. And we have Miss Harshita Hegre, who's joining us from the Sanjay Godawat International School as well. Thank you very much, girls, for joining us this evening. I know you guys have been having a lot of screen time, and there are a lot of things going on for each of you. So it's very kind for you to be able to take out the time and also spend some prep time preparing on the issue. So I'm very grateful to have all three of you on this.
Okay. So when I first read the revised WhatsApp user policy, I was stunned. Like they say that our messages or our photos or the account information which we have will not be shared to anyone. But being a vast member of the Facebook family, I don't think it is actually really safe. Or I have not seen a lot of social media keeping up their promises of giving us the proper privacy report, which they actually show us. Moreover, I have read a lot of articles about WhatsApp not keeping data properly or safely, or they do not even have records of the conversations they have had. So it was really hard for me to believe it. And moreover, they said that people who are not agreeing to the policy will not be able to use WhatsApp. So that is going to cause a huge problem.
Yeah, I completely agree with it. It is monetization of our data without giving ourselves a choice. And I guess it is a wake-up call for the government to provide us with a framework that keeps our data safe. And even in countries like Turkey, the ruler has disabled WhatsApp. And I guess then the line that is being continuously famous these days, that if you're not buying the product, you are the product. And moreover, this policy at some levels also violates our fundamental rights to privacy. So I guess the government should take action right now.
Yes, I definitely agree with my co-panelist. More than half of the population, almost all of the population is using WhatsApp as a media to share their data and information. Now, almost all of them don't know how this works or where they are sharing their data, and that is being tracked down. So definitely it is important to create awareness among people, like how it is being done, and they should know that to what extent they are sharing their data and how they are differentiated from other countries like European countries. So I definitely say that yes, government also should take notice towards it, and some changes must be brought to this thing.
I'd like to say that they say that they have built privacy by saying that they have an end-to-end encryption method installed in their app. But what do we really see? I mean, they say they don't store any messages, or it is not shared to the third party. Then we can see the entire Facebook family is following the same Instagram algorithm that is happening. Like what is happening in my browser or Safari or Google or whatever we are using is actually the data is actually transmitted to all the social medias on my app, in the sense they actually have access to every single part of our mobile phones, even if we are aware or not aware of it. Like, we cannot rely on WhatsApp's end-to-end encryption because it cannot maintain a conversation record properly. Like, they just ask us to agree to their terms and conditions without we oftenly, like you rightly stated, we just click the I accept button instead of reading the entire thing. But when WhatsApp recently issued the new WhatsApp user policy, I think it rightly stated for what it has to change in WhatsApp, but people are blindly using it. Maybe there are huge informations or very important information that are being let out into the country. They say that they are going to protect all our data, but they are one of the main sources which is actually disturbing our privacy. We can see a lot of controversies sparking out just because WhatsApp is allegedly releasing their our chats or anything very basic to the world. Uh, I think before I give my point of view, I'd like to say that there is metadata that is happening in WhatsApp, which exposes who we are talking to, when, how long, and where. And that data can be stored or can be accessed worldwide, because we know this is a technological generation and people can easily access things even by sitting at home or even without huge equipments like before. Even if we use WhatsApp or something like that, we can compare two different social medias like WhatsApp and Snapchat. If you take a screenshot of a certain picture or a message on Snapchat, you're notified that the person who you're talking to has taken a screenshot or has taken or has recorded the screen or something like that. You get a notification that yes, the person has some data about me. But in WhatsApp, we can't do that. These screen captures and these screenshots make it even more worse. It is not, and we don't even know if we are sending something intentionally or not intentionally, and the person can take screenshots of it and we won't even know if they have done it. So that makes it even worse. Like, first of all, we do not have the basic privacy here, that all our conversations, all the pictures we send is not actually encrypted like the way it is promised. And moreover, it can turn into a serious problem because we're not notified with what is happening with our conversations really. It might be something really confidential for a few people, or it might be really sensitive messages that cannot be spilled out. So I think they have to make this a strict law that if someone takes a screenshot or if someone is actually using your conversations, the data or or any text which you are I'm sorry, any texts that you have sent to someone, it has to be notified to you before someone else uses it on some other platform. That would actually help. Like, I have seen a lot of people suffer with this, have been through a lot with the same problem. Like, they send their normal pictures to someone else and they have used those pictures in bad websites, or they've used it on dark webs. That is completely unacceptable, wherein you don't even know what is happening with your own images. So that is completely wrong. And I think there should be strict law enforcements for all the social media, I mean the entire Facebook family, to make the generation much more safer.